What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and in the last Dynasty video, we went through our first off-season with Iowa State. We've done plenty of recruiting, done a little position changes, things of that nature, and today we're going to go through our first preseason with the Cyclones. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to all the different things we're going to do schematically, how we're going to recruit, and I'm just really excited about it. So we're going to go through the preseason stuff today. Let's start off with preseason options. I'm going to look at the schedule first. I've already created this. So the game would not let me add a game in week 2 in order for me to take like a week off somewhere else. So we got a lot of games scrunched together. But we're going to start off our season in week 3 with a game against Iowa. They're our arch rival. They're 8th in the country. They're really talented. So out of the gate, this is going to be a really tough go. But we're going to do a home and home with them through the remainder of the series. And again, they're a big rival of ours. And then we're going to take a road trip to South Florida. I've done this for storyline purposes only because I want to treat Florida as a major pipeline for us. Yes, that's a long distance from us. Normally, I try to keep it local, but around Iowa, there's not a lot of big-time talent coming around the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Missouri, things of that nature. But I want to keep Florida as a pipeline, and I figured it'd be cool to go down to Tampa and a quote-unquote recruit while I'm down there, if that makes sense. Either way, that should be a lot of fun. Then we're going to have a home game against Washington. I wanted to schedule a Pac-10 team or a West Coast team of some sort, and I added Washington to that. Now we're going to head to the heart of our schedule, which is the conference schedule. You go down here, it gets really tough. At Nebraska, 3rd in the country. At Texas Tech, somehow they're not ranked, even though they were loaded down with great teams at the beginning of this dynasty file. Then we got Texas, Oklahoma. I mean, look at that. That's a murderer's row right there. Then we got to go to Missouri, Kansas State at home. Then we got Colorado, 21st in the country at home. And then we end our season with another rival, and that is at Kansas. So it's going to be a pretty tough schedule. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 ranked games on the schedule. Let's go look at redshirting. I've already done this as well. You go look here. So with quarterback, John Rollins is going to be our starter. I'm going to try my best to go through the entire season without needing Fowler. But if Rollins gets hurt, we're going to have to take Fowler's red shirt off because as you can see, we have nothing behind those two. When it comes to halfback, I'm not redshirting anybody. The only option I have is Quentin Moore. But we are going to run a lot of 2 halfback looks, which means I need a couple of guys back there at all times. And you look here, my 2 best pass catchers are Slaughter and Moore. And you got to remember, we're running a West Coast offense out of the gun. I'm calling it the Midwest Coast just for kicks. And these are the only 2 that can really catch the ball. So he's going to be a starter for us. Fullback, we're not going to use these guys. Wide receiver, the one I'm going to do is I'm redshirting 1 freshman, Mark Jackson, but I am not going to redshirt anybody else. We got this, or technically our worst guy, Tommy Miller, true freshman. He's got 95 speed. We're going to use him on special teams, and as you can tell, we have no speed in the receiver room besides him. And Thomas is a sophomore. We're going to need him. As you can tell, we've got 3, I guess, solid receivers, Martin, Daughtry, and Thomas. So it is what it is. Hopefully we can get through it this season. Tight end, this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to redshirt Brian Mills. We got 3 freshmen here. I need 2 active. Now, what I can do is, nope, it won't let me. So I got to keep Neal and Baker. Neal is our go-to tight end, true freshman. Really excited about what he can do. However, if you go back to wide receiver, we got this dude right here, Brian Walker. He is technically a really good tight end, and we're going to check that out on the depth chart. Either way, I'm redshirting Brian Mills. You look at tackle, I'm only going to redshirt true freshman Chris Ford. He'll be a starter for us somewhere down the line. But as you can tell, I'm not going to redshirt our 2 best tackles. Guard, I'm not going to redshirt anybody. The only guy I can redshirt is our top guy in Simeon McFadden, and we obviously are not going to redshirt him. Center, we had a couple options, either true freshman Tom Owens or junior center Jonathan House. I'm going to redshirt House just for bodies for next year because we got a senior in caps, and Owens is going to start for us. Defensive end, I'm only going to redshirt true freshman Todd Bradley. We're going to need James Johnson. He was, I'm pretty sure, is it this guy or that? I always get him mixed up. I'm pretty sure this was the linebacker we moved down. But either way, we can't redshirt this guy. He's too important to us. Now, remember, we're running a 5-2 defense. So against 2, maybe 3 wide sets, in lesser, we're probably going to run 5-2. But anytime we're going to see maybe 3 to 5 wide receivers, we got to go to nickel. But until then, we need plenty of defensive tackles to run that 5-2. There have going to be 3 out there at all times. So we got 5 of these guys, and I'm not redshirting a single one. All these guys are going to play at some point. Outside linebacker, so we're running a 5-2. So we're going to go back and forth between 5-2 and nickel quite a bit. That's pretty much the entire defense. So you got 2 linebackers out there at all times, a middle and an outside linebacker. Well, I got all these at left outside linebacker. I may have to change this in the offseason later, and we'll talk about this in our next video when we take on Iowa. But I'm going to redshirt a couple of these guys. I think we can get by with just Holmes. He's a senior, and you can tell we don't have a whole lot behind him. Thankfully, we got these guys to redshirt, though. So let's see if we can get by with just Holmes handling most of that. If not, I can burn one of the red shirts of like this sophomore maybe, and we'll see what he can do. And by the way, while we're here, Colton Burton, somebody mentioned, good point. He's going to be a really good player for us down the line, being a true freshman. I changed his number to 20. Just wanted to point that out. It was originally 45, so I had to give him something similar to that. So 4 times 5 gives you 20. There you go. So middle linebacker, I'm only going to redshirt one, Eric Sanders. We got 2 good ones, but we're going to need him for next year as well. I may have to move him to outside linebacker or something possibly because Broussard, I figure he may come back next year. Either way, we're running a 5-2 and nickel, which means we only got 1 middle linebacker out there at all times. So we don't need a ton of depth there. Hopefully we can get by with just Broussard and wipe behind him. We'll see. Cornerback, I can't redshirt anybody here. We only have 4, and we got 2 of them are seniors, so it's very thin. This is our weakest position. I tried my best recruiting-wise to bring in a couple of dudes like Paul Weber. He was a wide receiver. Now he's our best corner. That's how bad the situation is. And then I brought in this true freshman. He's probably going to be nickel for us due to his extra speed. Free safety, there's nobody to redshirt here. Both of them can be redshirted. However, we don't have enough depth. Same with strong safety. We got 2 good players here, Smiley and Richardson. One's a sophomore, one's a senior. I'm going to start the sophomore, which means I don't want to redshirt a senior. That's kind of goofy, but I'm going to have this guy play maybe some nickel, or maybe if we got to go to dime, we can try some of that. We'll say, I may be able to do a little 4-2-5 as well. That kind of goes in line with our 2 linebacker look. Kicker, we can't redshirt anybody here. We only got 1. And when it comes to punter, our best guy is the only eligible to redshirt, and we're obviously not going to do that. So that is it for redshirting. So if you go down to our roster, you go to rosters and you go to depth chart, we can see who is actually starting everywhere. So John Rollins is going to be a starting quarterback. He's got good speed, but he also has the best pass accuracy of the bunch, and we need pass accuracy out the wazoo for this position. Halfback is going to be pretty simple. Tommy Slaughter is our number 1 guy, but our number 2 guy is going to be Quentin Moore, again, because he can catch a little bit better than any guys behind him. You look at fullback, we don't have to deal with these guys. Wide receiver, I'm going to keep it pretty simple for now. Everybody's going to touch the ball at X, at Y, at Z, my halfbacks, of course. So I just got them in the order the way I feel like I need to. Now, all 3 of these guys are not the fastest in the world, but I got Martin, Daughtery, and then Thomas, and then we're going to have Miller, their little freshman, as our number 4 guy. I don't know if he'll ever see the field much, and his catch rating, if you go over here, it's not all that great. But that's why I got him for special teams purposes. Now, if you go to tight end, this is where it gets pretty cool. So for now, I'm going to start Ryan Neal, the true freshman. But you notice who his backup is, what we talked about earlier, Brian Walker, the wide receiver. He's technically a better tight end, largely just due to that speed. But if you look at the catch rating, he's got a worse hands than Neal. So I want to develop Neal. He's a future of our offense, so I want to make sure he gets plenty of touches. But we're going to sprinkle in some Walker as well, and we'll cover in the playbook section how I want to kind of get Brian Walker out there a little bit more. Now, when it comes to offensive line, it's pretty simple. We got Parker, we got Alexander, Owens is going to be over Caps. I think what I'm going to do is I got a freshman over this senior. Yes, Caps has better awareness. I think that leads to less high snaps. If it gets really bad with Owens, I'll put in Caps, but I need to develop this freshman. I think he's our starter for the next 4 seasons, and there's just no reason not to go ahead and play him now. We'll just go through our lumps. All right, right guard, pretty simple. McFadden, he's our best lineman, if I'm not mistaken, and actually maybe the right tackle, Wade White, is starting to get right. Let me just check here really quickly. No, our left tackle is our best offensive lineman. Thankfully, he's just a junior. The good thing is with our offensive line, if you've noticed, we got a junior, a senior, a freshman, a junior, and a junior. So majority of them will be back next year. Defense, again, we're running a 5-2, but we got Johnson on one end, and we got Murphy on the other. A lot of these guys are going to be playing due to how tired these defensive ends get. Defensive tackle is pretty simple. I just got them in the order of how good they are, except for these 2 right here. Notice West over Curtis. West is a little bit less on the overall, but I have him with a much better awareness, and that matters to me. He kind of needs to know where the ball is at, things of that nature. But either way, we're running 3 defense tackles a lot, so all those guys are going to see the field. So when it comes to a 5-2, this is where it gets kind of interesting. So by default, the 5-2, and I didn't know this until I played around with it a little while ago, the 5-2 outside linebacker, if I'm not mistaken, is technically a right outside linebacker. But we're going to have our lone outside linebacker be all lefties, as you see right here. Middle linebacker, pretty simple, Broussard over wide, things of that nature. Right outside linebacker, it's all a bit of a mess. But I'm going to have to use sub packages to make sure that Holmes is on the field pretty much every time we run 5-2 or nickel. That'll make a lot more sense when we head into the first game. All right, let's look at corner. This is, again, a bigger, weakest position. We got Weber, Cox. I got our backup strong safety playing nickel, and then I got Mason right there. But what I actually have is true freshman Scott Cox playing our number 2. I just went ahead. I need speed. The reason why I need a lot of speed is because we're running a lot of man in this defense. So we don't have a whole lot of speed there, but that's the best that we can got for now. Free safety, pretty simple. Thomas is going to be over Carter. And the strong safety, I got the sophomore Justin Smiley over Richardson. Kicker, pretty simple. Punter, pretty simple. If you go over to kick return, what we got is, this is the true freshman, Tommy Miller. He's kind of like our Grant over at Penn State. Exact same situation. We're going to let him handle all the punts and kicks. But we got Weber behind him. Remember, he's our converted cornerback. I like his speed, and his catch rating is good, so because he was a receiver. So he's our backup there, but he will be playing on kickoffs. And then we got Justin Smiley as our other guy. I'm here to tell you, we don't have much speed at all, and we need some speed, especially like a wide receiver, because we're going to need a lot of yards after catch, things of that nature. And punt return is going to be the same. Long snapper or kickoff is going to be just my kicker. Both my kicker and my punter are about the same, but I just gave it to my kicker. When it comes to long snaps, I got to have my center, my true freshman, play as much as possible. The more reps, the better. So let's go over to, again, program standards really quickly. We're really good shape here. Thankfully, if you go over to roster stuff, I want to check out our captains. We're going to go here, go to all. And if you go by awareness and seniority, our offensive captain is going to be Tommy Slaughter, the halfback. And then our defensive captain is going to be Dustin Holmes, our outside linebacker, which is pretty cool. All right, what is next? We went through that. I actually want to talk about the playbook. Let me go over to the playbook. So here is the playbook. Now, the majority of the offense is going to come from these 3 formations. This is going to look West Coast, but from the shotgun. You got a 2-back look and gun split, and you got a technically a 20 personnel look and gun 2-back slot, but it's still 2 backs. And then you got gun normal. What's cool about all these is I'm going to use a lot of different sub packages. Like I can get 3 wide receivers in this formation. I can get an extra tight end right here. Shotgun normal's got a wide variety. I can go 2 tight ends. I can go 4 wide receivers. So again, I'm going to go through the bulk of these is going to be the bane of the offense. Now, here's the thing. I got some other formations right here that I am going to use situationally. Like I got a good 3rd and long play right there. A good 3rd and long play here. Just things of that nature. And if I get just a ton of receivers over time that need to be playing, I can spread out a little bit and go gun trips and whatnot. But either way, the bulk of the offense is going to go through those 3 formations. If you go over down to audibles, I actually want to show you like a base. So again, gun split, I'm going to go ahead and hit this. So the base of the offense is going to be like what you see wide receiver corner. 5 guys going out for a pass, getting the ball out quick. Same with wide corner, RB flats, RB cross, tight end drag. Deep comebacks will be a nice deep one. Then we got fullback seam. Then you go back out and you go like the gun 2-back slot. RB crosses, angle, Y stick. Then we have, I won't be doing any PE reads or any RPO. Slot corner will be a big one. Halfback circle could be good for 3rd and long. RB deep is another one. Strike is another one. Wide receiver middle, halfback flare. That's kind of like the gist of it. So if you go like the gun normal, we got more tight end dig. Corners will be used a lot. Halfback corner, all curls especially. Halfback angle. I don't know if I'll use the swing a whole lot. We'll just kind of see how that goes. But seam attack, tight end cross will be a good 3rd and long play. Wide receiver post will be a good one. Halfback streak. You kind of get the idea. It's all just kind of 5 guys going out for a quick pass. Kind of like the West Coast pretty much. Except we're going to use a ton of motion. So I'm super excited about showing that off. Now, if you look over here in my audibles, I'm actually going to use these. So I'm pretty much going to come out every play more or less as a pass play, but I got an impact halfback, so that may change a little bit. But either way, all my audibles are just basic runs. If I like what I'm seeing in the box, or we're going up against a really weak box, I may just do basic runs like this, but this may change over time we'll see how that goes. So that is the offense in a nutshell. Now, when it comes to defense, actually, I can go back and show you that. I can go to audibles. And I don't have any audible set up for the defense, but I can show you from here. You go to the 5-2. Notice what's in the 5-2. There's not much here. So I'm going to go to 5-2. And notice you got your basic cover 1, 2, 3, 4, 0. But it's not a very big list. There's like 12 plays total. But whenever we're going up against 2 wide receivers or less, we're going to use a lot of 5-2. If we're going to go up against 3 to 5 wide receivers, we'll go to nickel, which you've seen plenty of. But again, I'm going to try to keep it a lot of man-based. All right, so that's enough for the schemes. We've done the roster. We've done everything else. I think we're ready to look at Athlon Sports, the magazine. You look at preseason polls, you got Purdue, Texas A&M. I think we don't have to play them this year, thankfully, but we got to play Nebraska. You keep on going. Of course, we're going to play Iowa, Oklahoma. We got to play Texas. I mean, it's a murderer's row, but let's see where we're at. We're probably like in the 50s. Oh, no, cool. They got us 46. So they got us as a B- overall team, which I'm perfectly fine with. You got C+ offense, B- defense, B on the special teams. You go to Heisman Watch. A bunch of quarterbacks, Cal, USC, Purdue, BYU, Hawaii. Thankfully, we're going to throw the ball on this offense. I'm really hoping I can get my quarterbacks on this list pretty much every single season. We'll see how that goes. But I got to impact halfback, so I got to make sure he gets his touches too. All right, preseason All-Americans. I don't think we'll have anybody on this list, but we can quickly just look. I don't see any on the first team. I don't see any on the second team. What about all Big 12 preseason? Ooh, we got a couple. There we go. So we got a guard. So Simeon McFadden is a first-team All-Big 12 team. And we got our 2 big linebackers, our 2 best players technically. Outside linebacker Dustin Holmes, the middle linebacker Bo Broussard. What about, and we got a strong safety. Nice, Justin Smiley. So we got a few defensive players on there. So thankfully, I think our defense initially is going to be all right. But again, we're running something different. We'll see how it comes out. Wide receiver, Luke Martin's on the list. That's pretty cool. We'll try to get him the ball as much as possible. And he's a junior. And we got a free safety, Nicholas Thomas is a second teamer, and our punter. I hope we don't never have to see him on the field. Let's go to conference outlook. I figured they got us middle of the pack, and that's about right. Yeah, they got a 6. Now, they got a 6, but roster-wise, I swear, we're just as bad as Baylor, Kansas. I was looking at them, and I was looking at Kansas State. All these teams were just about the same. They were all like C+ when I looked at them. I promise you, trust me, all of them look really bad when I was going through some of these. But it's cool they got us mid-pack. Hopefully we can do some damage this year. It'll be tough, though. Again, we got like 5 ranked teams ahead of us. Let's go look at toughest places to play. I guarantee you we will not be on this list. Maybe one day if I stay here long enough and we win enough games, we can make this list. That would be pretty cool. Let's back out. So I think we're ready to recruit. So let's talk about recruiting. So I got the main recruiting restriction of I can only recruit 4- and 5-star kids from my own state. 3-star everywhere else, including my home state, of course. So what I'm going to do with recruiting beyond that rule is I really got to focus on certain pipelines. And again, since there's not much around the state of Iowa, Illinois would be a pretty decent one. Otherwise, I really want to stick with Florida, and I may even stick with Texas. But for now, if you look here, it shows them that we need some things. We need defensive ends. I like to keep 4 or 5 on the list at all times. Cornerback, we need 2. And we're going to run some nickel in the future. So I'd like to get 2 or 3, but for in-season purposes, hopefully we can at least get 1 to commit. And we also need a free safety. So we're going to look for all of that today. And I also got on my list, halfback. I need future halfbacks that can catch. I'm here to tell you halfbacks are super important. I got just as many halfbacks as wide receivers on the field at times. So we got to see if we can find a catch guy at halfback. Now, it's kind of tough to find in the regular season because it doesn't show you what the catch rating is for any of those, as you can see here. But maybe we can sneak in and find somebody. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of tough. We also need a little guard. All right, so let's go through here. What I want to do is, let me see what my pipelines are for now, and we'll go from there. Florida is still a pipeline. That's great. We still got to recruit there. I want to prioritize it. And that's actually realistic. A lot of Florida kids still play for Iowa State today. You keep on going. Illinois is a pipeline. We have to keep it as such. It's right beside us. And as you can tell by the little bar, they produce a lot of talent. So that's got to be our priority. Iowa, here we go. We got some 4-star dudes. I think I may have to go after all 4 because there's so few 4-star kids in Iowa. I may have to just look at all 4 of these guys. So here we got a wide receiver, Joe Porter. C- awareness. That's awful. Maybe he can catch, but let's go ahead and put one on him. Center, Lance Evans. I'm going to go ahead and do it. I like his awareness. We kind of need that for less high snaps. Let's just go ahead and do that. Left guard. We need guard in the worst way. This guy looks like he can really fit the bill, and he's really smart. That'll be good for pass protection. And then middle linebacker. We don't, yeah, I guess we kind of need some help here, don't we? Let me go ahead and go after him. He's humongous. Maybe he could be defensive end for us too. So again, these are the only 4- and 5-star kids I can go after. These right here. So I might as well just go ahead and take a chance on those. So let's go over and see what other pipelines we have. Texas may be the other one, and that's probably it, if I had to guess. We'll just keep going. Let's see. So Texas is a pipeline. This is another one I think I need to keep. But again, it's going to cost me extra to go after these guys, but I think it's worth it. And as we all know, Texas produces a lot of talent. This was another thing. I was really looking at Baylor hard for this dynasty, but this is one of the reasons why I chose not to go with them, because if you're in Texas, you could just get whoever you want, and it just makes things a little bit easier. But I think that's it for the pipeline. So we've already looked at Iowa. That was really quick. What I want to do now is let's go to Illinois. I think that's our next important one just because it's so close to us. Let's go to Illinois. Quarterback. So when it comes to quarterback, I need to start thinking about the future. I think I can throw the ball well enough and enough in general to where I can get whoever I want in the offseason. So I'm kind of leery about getting anybody in the regular seasons. I think I'm going to bypass this kid. Like, this guy may have an incredible arm, but again, that's actually not a big need for us at the moment. Let's go to halfback. So when it comes to hopefully finding somebody who can really catch the ball, it's usually these little speedsters or balance guys. Now, here are 4- or 5-star kids that, of course, I'm not going to go after. Here's a 4.35 kid. He may be able to have good hands. Let's go ahead and just take a chance on him. Next up, fullback, receiver, tight end. Here's a guard, 3-star, 6'2", 335. He's really smart. Yes. Center, defensive end, 4-star, no. Defensive tackle, we got 5 coming back. I wouldn't mind finding another one just for body purposes. The only 3-star we have is right here, and he's really small. I can't even go that small. I can't do that, so we'll bypass him. 4-star middle linebacker, corner. We need a corner in the worst way. We need speed. I care more about speed than anything else here. And this guy's really slow. 4.46 is slow for what I need. So we're going to bypass him. We're going to look at free safety. I need some help here. And I guess I need speed at free safety, even though they're going to be doing a lot of one-high looks with this guy. I don't know. I'm going to take a chance maybe on this kid for now. Let's see. We'll just keep on going. All right, strong safety, and that's good. So we went after a few guys there from Illinois. I think it's a good little list. Let's go to Florida now. And then let's see what we got here. So quarterback, again, I could take a chance on one of these pocket passers. Maybe they'll be able to throw it really well. Let's see. I kind of wouldn't mind finding a lefty, but Lee Garner and then John Smith, they both kind of look the same. This guy is bigger. I guess he could break tackles better. I could take a chance on a John Smith. Let's just do it one. Let's just take a chance on one of them. Halfback, I'm going to try to find another one here. A lot of these guys are a little slower, balanced, or power. My guess is they probably can't catch the ball well, so I'm not going to take a chance there. Wide receiver, we're good at tight end for the foreseeable future, and I'm not going to go after this guy. He's too slow. I need a receiving tight end. Tackle, we're kind of okay here. I'm not going to bother. Guard, 4-star. Let's see. Defensive end, nope. Defensive tackle, here's a 3-star kid. It's worth taking a chance on him. Outside linebacker, I think you said we needed help. No, we got 4 guys there. He runs a 4.52. That's fast. Ooh, let me just move on for a minute. Let me just look. Here's more middle linebackers. Here's the 3-star kid. 4.48. I actually need to probably go after him. That's super fast. And again, we're going to run a ton of man. I'm going to go ahead and put one on him. Corner, we got a couple of 3-stars here, but 4.41. That's fast, but maybe I can find somebody faster. Here's a free safety, 4.35. He's not really smart, though. Oh, that's kind of tough. And we got only 2 scholarships left, and we got to look at Texas. Let me go look at Texas. So what's our biggest need right now? Corner and defensive end. Let me look at their corners. Here's a 4.33 kid. 3-star, again, that fits my recruiting restriction. I'm going to take a chance, and he's tall. This guy's perfect for what I'm looking for. And the other one, we've already looked. Let me look at a free safety. Nobody there. What about, we can look at natural defensive ends. That's fine. 4.6. Here's a 3-star, 6'6", 240. Ryan Muhammad, I kind of like that. I'm going to go ahead and put one on him, and we can just check out one more thing. Halfback, 4-star, no. Let me just see if I'm still kind of need to looking at a couple. I'm only targeting one corner. I probably need to target one more. So am I over recruiting anywhere? I'm looking at a couple of guards. I may need to take out a guard possibly, or one of the middle linebackers. So let me go to my target list. Let me go back over here. Targeted, and let me go back to all. So I got this middle linebacker, 4.52. I think it's just worth going after. He could be a him or a middle or a defensive end down the road. This guy appears to be the worst of the bunch, but he's really fast and he's smart. Like, he kind of fits what I'm looking for. And here's a guard, and here's a guard. I feel like I need to get more corners. Here's a kid out of the Iowa. We're going to keep him. I think I may... Oh, gosh, this is tough. I'm going to go ahead and take one off of this guy and make... No, I'm going to leave it as is. We'll just go after this one corner. He's super fast, and that's faster than the 4.41 guy. So I think we're going to leave it as is with those 12. We got 0 scholarships left, so I'm good with it. All right, so what we're going to do, we're going to go and sim this first week. Then we got to sim the second week. Might as well. There's nothing else we can do. But we're going to sim this first week, and then we're going to do our recruiting points. And hopefully the bye week ain't going to hurt us with recruiting. But we're going to go over here, and let's check out the 12 guys. So I'm going to go after 4, maybe 5 at the most. So what I'm looking for here are positive pitches. Like this kid right here, we got a positive pitch. Middle linebacker, Javon Higgins, 4-star. Yes, we just have to go after him. Let's do 20 for now. Here's a center. We're pretty high on his list. He's a kid out of Iowa, 4-star. Let me just keep going for the rest of these if there's any positive pitches. Here's a positive pitch. There we go. There, boom. 3-star, 6'3", 4.33, cornerback, positive pitch. And he's out of Texas. That's going to help that pipeline. Go after him. Let's look at this guard. No. Positive pitch. There we go. Defensive tackle. Might as well just go after him. And we need all the bodies in the world there. And then we got a couple guys left. A defensive end. And we got this free safety. So let me look at the halfbacks. Am I going after just one? Let me look at this halfback. Does he have good hands? A- hands. That's not bad. Out of Illinois. He kind of fits. He's fast and he's got good hands. A- is like a 68 catch hands for halfbacks, but that's actually good enough for me. We'll go 20 there. Again, here's the thing. We're going to be throwing the ball so much that it's going to be really hard to recruit halfbacks in the offseason because most halfbacks want to run the ball. But we'll see what happens with that. So we're down to another 20 points. So we're kind of good at center. Otherwise, I'd go after this kid. This wide receiver, A+, like, we kind of need to go after this guy. And he's an in-state kid, 4-star. He's smart, or he's fast, and his hands are incredible. Let me just look. Here's a 4-star guard. This is actually pretty important as well. Oh, gosh. So we got... Well, let me just look here. Guard, we probably need more help there than we do at wide receiver, don't we? Like, we got a bunch of dudes coming back there. Oh, my gosh. Let me go. Here's what I'm going to do. We're going to do this. I actually may have to go after 6 guys. I'm going to go. Let me do 15 across the board here. I normally don't want to stretch it out this much, but that's what I'm going to do. So, again, we're fine at center as much as I feel like we can get that kid because we got a true freshman starting there already. Oh, that's kind of tough. Like, all 4 of these guys we can get. The halfback we need. This quarterback got a decent arm, too. Wow, we just got a bunch of dudes that I have to go after this corner. There's no choice there. The defensive tackle, do I need? Like, is it important? We got plenty of bodies there. I'm going to go ahead and just not... We got the positive pitch on them, don't we? Ah, dang it. All right, well, here's what we'll do. What I'm going to do is, in the comment section, if you see something else I can change, let me know. But for now, I feel like this wide receiver is well worth going after. 4-star, A+ hands. That's super hard to find. I'm not worried about me being at the bottom of his list. That doesn't mean much. In terms of middle linebacker... We got a positive pitch. I mean, he's a guaranteed go-to guy going forward. I feel like we got to get him. We got a true freshman starter. He's 76 overall at center already, so this guy's probably not a need for us. Left guard is a big need in the worst way. Like, we need help here, and this guy really fits the bill. And halfback, I think we got to take a chance on this kid unless we can get lucky and find. This is the position I'm worried about the most in terms of recruiting in the offseason. Like, it's very possible we just can't find what we're looking for there. That's why I feel like I got to get somebody like this. So I'm going to put 15 points on him. The last is this corner. We got no choice. It's a must go get for him. And it's up to this defensive tackle where I feel like I need a 6th guy or not. We got the positive pitch, so I may take 15 points off of him and do the 20 on those 3 at the bottom. We'll see. It's up. You guys put in the comment section what you think I need to do. All right, so that's it for the preseason video. That was a lot of fun. So next up, actually, let me go ahead and just sim week 2 while we're here and get that out of the way. And we can go ahead and do this now, and maybe I can change my roster or my recruiting a little bit after what happens here. We'll know after week 2 if this changes anything. So I can back out and I can go to recruiting. And then, so we went up for this wide receiver, which again, I think we just need to go after him. Middle linebacker, we got to keep him. Left guard, we actually went down for. I guess going 15 points isn't enough. The halfback, we're moving up. So that means, ooh, negative. Can we get that guy? I don't know if we can. Let's keep going. So the corner went down, actually. That's not good. But we went up for the defense tackle. I may leave that as is. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just take the points off the halfback. I'm going to take a chance to say, now our halfbacks are coming back next year. I think both of them are. So I'm going to go do 20 here. We're going to do, oh my gosh. It's just tough. It's just tough. Let me go 20. We went down for this guard, and that wasn't, 15 wasn't enough. 20 could probably be enough. I'm going to take a chance that we can get by without that halfback. We'll just see what happens there. So I got 5 points left. So I may end up just doing, I'm going to leave 15 there. I'm going to do like 25 here for the guard. And we'll see what happens there. If I need to change something, just kind of put in the comments if you think I need to do something different. All right, so what we got coming up is Iowa. Going to be a tough one out of the gate. First game of the Dynasty. They got more talent than we do. That is obvious. And you look, they played their first game, and they won that one. They're a pro-style offense. I think they run a 4-3 defense. But it should be a lot of fun, and I can't wait. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.